The finest craftsmanship only requires the simplest methods. For those of you watching this video, don't get confused. This isn't food being made, it's the production site of large water buckets. Water scarcity has always been a problem for the people of Pakistan. Large water storage tanks have become essential items in every household. The raw material for making the water buckets is polyethylene powder. Weigh out 2.5 kilograms of polyethylene powder. Then add 1% of mold release powder to the raw material. This step helps with the demolding of the product. Next, pour the material into the mold. It doesn't seem like there's much material. The finished product won't be too thick. Install the mold lid and tighten the surrounding screws to secure it. Then, lift the rotational molding machine onto the workstation. The factory setup is still quite high-end. Once the equipment is started, the machine immediately begins running. To speed up the plastic melting process, the worker uses a heat gun to bake the bottom of the mold. This requires the concentrated flame to heat the raw material. Anyone who cooks regularly knows. You start by turning the heat up to max, then switch to medium heat to ensure even heating. The rotational molding machine rocks back and forth, distributing the plastic evenly. Next, take the material out again. The material being weighed here is white plastic powder. The weight is also 2.5 kilograms. The amount of plastic for the inner and outer layers is the same. Before adding the material, the internal condition of the machine needs to be checked. Once the plastic inside the mold is evenly rolled, we can pour the white plastic powder into the mold. Then increase the heat again and continue the rotational molding. The plastic that has been heated and melted will evenly adhere to the surface of the drum, thus forming a complete water bucket. Once done, the mold can be lifted off the production line. At this point, the mold is still emitting white smoke, indicating the temperature is very high. Directly place the drum into the water pool. Similarly, start the drum machine to wash the exterior of the mold with water. This achieves rapid and even cooling. After cooling, lift the rotational mold out. A small crane is used here. The next problem is how to remove the water bucket. Remove the surrounding securing screws. Then, take off the lid. At this point, you can see that the plastic bucket looks quite nice. Because the bucket isn't too big, you can gently shake the top of the bucket to remove it. For larger capacity plastic buckets, you'll need some auxiliary tools to take the bucket out. At this moment, the plastic bucket still has some rough edges, but the inner surface is quite smooth. With years of experience, the worker skillfully uses a utility knife to trim the rim. Then, the seam on the bucket rim is polished, making the entire plastic bucket look more attractive. Since the plastic bucket is used for storing household water, 2 water pipe interfaces need to be added on top, to make it easier for customers to install later. Once the pipe holes are made, install the caps, though we're not sure if this installation method will cause any leakage. Then, put the lid back on. Now, a household water bucket is complete. Friends, take a guess at how much this bucket can hold. Based on the worker's height, I'd say it can hold at least 1 ton of water. You can see here that there are buckets of different capacities. These products can meet the different water needs of households. Before leaving the factory, it needs to be wrapped in packaging film. Although the factory isn't big, the packaging is done very well. The tape with letters on it represents the brand of the product. Master brand plastic water buckets. The quality is definitely reliable. Follow my channel for creative videos every day, and I'll see you next time.